led me to Dallas, led me to Derek, and I pursued it, and I'm here now, and I feel good.
I tried to see where he was leading me, and he just brought me to Dallas, where I met Derek. I followed through, and now I'm here and feeling fantastic. Since Ryan Garcia was unable to acquire Isaac Cruz, he chose the fighter who had previously defeated Isaac Cruz, which is obviously a far simpler choice for him. Pitbull Isaac Cruz declined to fight Ryan Garcia in May as he had a fight on February 1st. R.Y. Romero was then offered the fight, which he accepted because it was a strong performance. Yes, he did win, and he did quit. Jordan, you're right, he was a fantastic performer. Due to Isaac's, Pitbull's Cruz's previously scheduled fight next month, Rolando "Rolly" Romero was assigned the May 2nd fight against Ryan Garcia. Rally will have the opportunity to upset the ring Rusty Garcia on Turki Al-Shak's event at Times Square in New York City. It's unclear if there were other fighters available who could have stepped in, but the 140-pound division has a lot of fighters with more talent than Raleigh, so it would have been great for fans to see someone else. Cruz didn't want to negotiate another fight until after his match, and fans wanted to see Ryan in a Pitbull fight because they thought it would have been much more interesting than watching RY get the matchup. He just led me to Dallas, then to Derek, and I pursued it. Now that I'm here and I feel good. Rolly Romero is clearly a cheap basement fighter with limited skill who doesn't belong fighting in the main event of Turki Al-Shak's card on May 2nd against the superstar Ryan Garcia. Romero recovered from that defeat to defeat Manuel James by a 10-round unanimous decision on September 14th on the undercard of Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Care About Right Now. The winner of that fight, along with Ryan and myself, gets Dante Davis. This will all be on pay-per-view on Showtime pay-per-view. Okay, like I mentioned, I received the belt at the end. Raleigh didn't do well in that fight either, but he had a harmless opponent. Raleigh is a very bad choice for Ryan Garcia as the main event on Dean PPV. Obviously, it's a tune-up for KY, so you can give him a break in that area, but it's unfair to the fans to use a fighter who has a 2-2 record in his last 3 fights as the B-side for a pay-per-view card. In fact, Rye's victory over Ismael Barroso was highly contentious because referee Tony Weeks intervened and stopped the fight in the 9th round of their May 13, 2023 clash. There are many contenders in the 140 and 147 PB Top 15 rankings, and I want to thank everyone for coming out and being genuinely happy. RY had thrown 4 punches, all of which were badly missed, and Weeks waved it off, leaving Barroso standing and hurt. What are you doing? Fans were shocked at the stoppage, and there was criticism for months after. At the time, Raleigh was behind and on his way to losing the fight. More worthy of a fight against Ryan Garcia on May 2nd than R.Y. Romero, who delivered more punches than you anticipated. What went wrong with this fight? It seems like they were rushing to find a body to be the opponent, and Romero served the purpose. Since this is going to be a pay-per-view event, it would have been preferable to use Jose Ramirez as Ryan Garcia's opponent in the main event and assign Raleigh to Haney for the co-feature. Romero doesn't belong there, but Haney is coming off a 3 knockdown loss, so he needs a gentle touch like Raleigh to avoid getting knocked out. If the goal is to prevent Ryan from losing before his rematch with Haney in October, then Raleigh is the man for the job. He is not a threat to defeat Ryan and is likely to be knocked out within 6 rounds. I saw that Ryan Garcia posted it yesterday, and he seemed to question your decision to fight Cruz. He said that you could have made more with him. Tell me a little bit about how you, according to Dan Rafael, the Garcia versus Romero. Though it's a little strange to have such a major event on a Friday, fans won't mind because this is a great card. The Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez and Martin Blee versus Fayez Agba card will take place in Times Square in New York City on Friday, May 2. After Ryan Garcia's stunning knockout of Oscar Duarte at a catchweight of 143 pounds. In Houston, Texas, sparked rumors that he might face Rolly Romero. I'm with Al Heyman. And Ryan Garcia's most lucrative fight was with Al Heyman, and he later returned to fighting for scraps on a shady TV network. However, Kira quickly tried to make his next fight happen by criticizing and making fun of Rolando R.Y. Romero, the junior welterweight world champion of the World Boxing Association. I'm determined to win the world championship. After Garcia knocked down Duarte in the 8th round, he told DAZN Chris Manx, If RS wants that, bring it on RY. I know you talk a lot. Let's get that going. Rise, where are you? You got beat up by that old dude. He went on. We know what happened, so don't be trying to fake it by old dude. Garcia was alluding to Ismael Barroso, 40, whom Romero had beaten months earlier to win the World Boxing Association belt in a more difficult than expected fight. Al Heyman gave me a far better offer. Without a doubt, Al Heyman is the greatest boxer of all time. Alman, while the promotion build-up to a Garcia versus Romero fight alone would be considered pure entertainment, fighters are living fantastic, and none of us are moaning about anything. Then, former World Boxing Association super lightweight champion Rolly Romero responded to Ryan Garcia's challenge for a title fight by saying that defeating Rolly might put him in a position to possibly schedule bigger fights with Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney in the 140-pound division in the near future. Garcia fought last night live on DAZN when he stopped Oscar Duarte in Texas, and I won't lie, he punches way harder. I mean, every punch feels like a rock. It was a significant moment for the 25-year-old American who was making his comeback after suffering his first career loss to Gervonta Tank Davis earlier in the year. After the fight, Garcia addressed and challenged Romero to a duel with both fighters, who could attract a lot of attention both inside and outside the ring. Romero became the belt at 140 pounds after defeating Ismael Barroso earlier in the year. Romero seemed to foretell what would happen if the two met in the ring on X, the platform that was briefly known as Twitter. Raleigh, by Murder in the First, wrote that he sees little trouble ahead. Like his family, like it's a bond, so I'm hungry man, which is why I'm here every day training. I didn't even know this was happening, but I came to train with Derek, and as I mentioned, it's a blessing that the fight didn't happen. Instead, Rolly Romero fought Isaac Cruz, and Ryan Garcia fought Devin Haney in a fight that had one of the most dramatic build-ups ever. While some thought it was all a charade, others showed concern for Garcia's cause, and Romero spoke out about Garcia's mental health. Romero was initially scheduled to fight Garcia, but instead he decided to face Isaac Cruz, which sparked a feud between the two. Leading the Victorville native to set up an even larger, Romero put aside his disagreements with Garcia in order to highlight the gravity of Garcia's predicament during an interview with Match Hype, despite Garcia's antics on social media raising concerns about the match ever taking place. Thank you for your support and for following me, Ron Goodall. I want to wish everyone a happy Easter and let them know that I will be back, just like Jesus was raised from the dead. Romero said that Garcia needs the help of everyone around him because his mental state indicates that what he is going through is serious. The world boxing champion Romero even implied that Garcia's claims might be true, stating that he might be sharing information that people were unaware of and that everyone simply believes he is insane. Romero emphasized that you all need to stop disparaging him and all this stuff because he is speaking some truth and it is a cry for help. Romero was asked if he thought Garcia's fight would take place. Romero made the claim that the Victorville native doesn't need to fight because at the end of the day, he's at 140, I'm at 140, and I have the belt. So you have to come get the belt, you know? R has been requesting that fight for ages, and all I know is that it's the biggest fight in boxing right now between Ryan and me, more than anything else. Romero believes the kid has money, so let him sit down and simplify his life. Then bring him back to the ring, emphasizing the value of people remaining close to Garcia. Romero stated that those who truly care about him must be near him, yet it seems to me that he lacks trustworthy people. After Garcia's online outburst, Caleb Plant released a statement. Romero may have put aside his feud with Garcia to support him, but the same cannot be said for this super middleweight fighter who demonstrated adversity. You know that I could get up and keep going. And like I said, man, I ain't going to lie, that man got some men in his hands.